Morning, y'all. We're back down here at the shop. I have worked feverishly over the last few days to get this combine going. I haven't filmed hardly anything, pretty much just because it's been a go, 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 go. We got to get this stuff done. Let me just give you a quick rundown of everything that we've gotten taken care of since we last talked. The biggest problem we had when we hooked the platform up was we blew another one of these hydraulic lines, so we had to fish it down from up underneath the cab. In order to get to that, we had to disassemble the dash to get to the hose to fish it back down. So we finally got that replaced. I've been working on getting it cleaned up. I got new air filters put in, got engine oil changed, got tire pressure checked. The corn head is actually ready to go, but we're going to do some beans first. About the only major things I got left to do is get the combine set for soybeans. Got to adjust my chopper, and I've got to adjust my chaffer and my sieve, fan speed, concave settings, cylinder speed, just a few things like that. As far as I'm aware, the only major problem that this machine has left is this rear wheel seal. She's leaking like a sieve. I mean, that's a freaking puddle, and you can tell it's run down the tire. But I don't know if it's the bottom one, I don't know if it's the top one, I don't know if it's this O-ring on the back. Not really something I want to get into right now. So for the time being, I got a 5-gallon bucket of fluid. We're just going to keep pouring it in. Hopefully it gets us through this season, and then I can take it off this winter. So this morning, I'm going to work on making a few final adjustments to the combine. I got to run and get some diesel fuel. I got to get my moisture tester, make sure it's calibrated at the elevator. It's really heavy dew this morning, so I can't get into beans anyways. Oh, and I need to play around with my new yield monitor. Never done it before. I've got to figure out settings and honestly how to even turn the thing on. So I'm going to get back after it, guys. I'll catch you out in the fields. Well, I think it's time to go to the field, guys. So we got the orange gravity flow hooked up to the old white Dodge. We're going to get it hauled down to the field. That way I can walk out and do some, quick checks on the soybeans to make sure they are going to thrash. When I checked them yesterday about 6 o'clock, they seemed like they were going to be good. It's hard to test moisture until you actually combine enough to put it in the moisture tester. Combine's ready to go. I discovered I got something wrong with my tachometer for my cylinder speed, so pretty much just kind of guessing on what it's running at. I'll have to just put it in the field, get out a whole bunch, make sure we're not shattering beans, make sure we're not thrashing beans, and then hopefully we're good to go. So I'm gonna get this drug down to the field, unhook it, check some beans, come back, grab the combine, hopefully at least cut a little bit so that I can check the moisture, because my moisture tester, I did go to the grain elevator and I got it calibrated, so it should be right. All we can do is try at this point. So I'm gonna jump in the truck, haul ass down to the field, and we'll get after it. Well, we just unloaded our first load of soybeans out of the 6620. Things seem to be going pretty all right. I got a few bugs that I still need to work out, but I think she's gonna do just fine. Soybeans are running about 11% moisture, so right on target. Grain tank holds a lot more. I was able to make a full pass around the field, whereas the 6600, she would have been full about halfway through. So I'm gonna get back after it and keep cutting while the cutting's good. We are chugging right along, going a whopping 1 mile an hour. But everything's feeding very smooth. I'm getting a really nice sample out of the grain tank. Well, that little ball over there, that's my float gauge. I want to keep it between the 1 and the 2. And that just shows me that I'm keeping my cutter bar real close to the ground and shaving these beans off all the way. Now you hear that buzzing in the background. The combine thinks that my chopper stopped spinning. Well, you can look in the mirror and see that it's definitely blowing materials out. I'm pretty sure I just got a wire connection broke somewhere between there, so I'm gonna get back after it and see if we can get this thing running. Well, we just unloaded our first load of soybeans out of the 6620. Things seem to be going pretty all right. I got a few bugs that I still need to work out, but I think she's gonna do just fine. Things we're gonna just keep on chugging along and finish up cutting up these end rows. We'll probably get the field opened up today, and I don't know, we'll probably call it quits a little bit early tonight. The beans are still cutting about between 9 and 11% moisture, but they're cutting good, so we're gonna go until we at least fill a couple wagons, and then we'll probably shut her down for the night. Well, one of the major benefits to the 6620 is it has a feeder house reverser, so that when you plug the feeder house, you can reverse it out. So I'm going to try to set the phone here so that we can see. It's kind of a two-handed job. Let's see, I don't really know. Let's see if I can pull up on this. Okay. See if we can back it out. Backed out pretty good. Switch this lever back forward and try to run it back through. Perfect. Got the bean head set right finally. Well, we'll run about 4.7 now. Nothing crazy, but we're able to run a little bit. I can't get the yield monitor right. It's not wanting to tell me how many bushels an acre I'm cutting, but you know, it is what it is. We're filling the grain tank, and that's the important part. So we're just going to keep on chugging along, guys. Grain tank option's getting full behind me. I'm going to make one more down. Turn back around and unload it. Then we'll probably have to go get the other wagon. So, you guys stick around. One of the things that I did not get fixed before we came to the field was the air conditioning. So every once in a while we just open up the door, let it blow some kind of cool air in. I mean, it kind of gets like a hot box in here. I make sure to time the wind right. The wind's blowing that way, so now I can open my door and not be covered in dust. Back here out in the soybean field. I got one load cut last night. We ended up cutting out early when did some family stuff. Soybeans doing real good. I took that load down this morning. They averaged 12.8% moisture, which is awesome. 58 catch weight, which is pretty dang good. Had about 200 bushels just from opening up the field, so pretty happy with that. Had no split docks, no damaged docks, and no floor material docks. So 6620 doing a fantastic job. I've got a real clean sample coming in behind me. I'm real happy, guys. We're going to run as long as we can this evening. Try to get these wagons at least filled up and probably stick them in the barn, haul them to town later on. Because Sunday the elevator shuts down early. So I can pull them into the barn, and then someday after work I can haul them into town. So we're going to get back after it. and the dust is a-rolling, I can tell you that right now. We did finally get settings right. We're able to run about 2.3, 2.2 mile an hour, and still getting a really, really clean sample. So I'm very happy with this 6620, and it took a little while to get it figured out with the hydrostat here and a little bit different controls, but all in all, this seems to be a freaking awesome machine. So we're gonna finish filling up this grain tank, unload it into the wagon, which is behind that brush there. That one's already full. And we're gonna call her quits for the night, get those wagons pulled into the barn, and go home and get us some supper. Just to give you guys a glimpse of what soybean harvest looks like when you haven't had a substantial rain in about a month. It's really hard to see the gutter bar. Yeah, it's down there. It's doing its thing, but you can't hardly see it. Still getting a super clean sample. The monitor's doing some stuff, but I don't know how accurate it is. I could never get the bushels per acre to work, so I'm just sending it. But yeah, it is dusty out here. We are almost done with soybeans, at least. Still getting a really clean sample. I've been really happy with the performance of the combine, and these beans have done really, really well, especially considering the type of weather we had. It was not favorable for growing at all. Got one more, 1.5 more passes, then we'll be done. Fit, it's gonna be close. Squeeze it in there. Oh yeah, we got her. And that's all, folks. We're gonna head back over to the truck over on the far end of the field. Unload this last little bit. We're gonna call her done.